Hi everybody, it's Crystal, and this is an update on the boys. Basically, it's a 4-month update. They will be officially 5 months old next week, and I'm not next week, tomorrow on Wednesday, and I cannot freaking believe how fast time is going by. So let's start off. I'm going to try to make this not as long. I just did this video. It was like 21 minutes long. So as soon as I saw how long it was, I was like, crap, I'm just going to redo it. I'm going to redo it. So starting off, they had their 4-month appointment a couple weeks back, and Armor was weighing 13 pounds, 10 ounces, and Ronin was 14 pounds, 1 ounce. So there's only a 7 ounce difference between their weights now. That is so amazing considering that Armor was only 4 pounds, 13 ounces or 12 ounces, and then Ronin was 6 pounds, 2 ounces. So Armor is totally catching up. And so Armor is 24.5 inches long and Ronin is 24.75 inches long. So they are growing perfectly. They're growing really, really well. The pediatrician at our appointment, she talked to us. The pediatrician is pregnant. She's going to have a baby in July. So we went ahead and talked about a couple things that we probably would have talked about at our 6-month appointment because she's not going to be there. So we kind of went ahead and touched base on some of those things. And we talked about starting food. And she didn't, I mean, obviously she said, you know, some parents start anywhere between 4 and whatever months, but the recommended time is 6 months. Some parents don't even feed their babies food at that time. They wait longer, which is, you know, everybody's different. So she, you know, just suggested to us on different things to do, you know, starting off with like rice or oatmeal cereal. And when we do start introducing vegetables, she said introduce vegetables first. I was going to do that anyway because I wanted them to taste vegetables first and not just have fruit and think that everything is going to be sweet. So, she talked to us about doing that and then only introducing like one type of food a week so that if they have any sort of reaction, excuse me, if they have any sort of reaction to the food, we will know what it is that they ate. And so we'll know what not to give them for the future. So I'm kind of excited about starting food. She also did tell us, you know, I asked her, I was like, you know, do you recommend starting before that? And she said, no, 6 months is usually a good starting time. But if you notice things like they're not being satisfied by the amount of formula or milk that they're having, if they're staring at you the whole time that you're eating and they're just watching you with intent eyes, that may be signs that the baby is ready to start trying food. So I think maybe I told Josh and I are kind of talking about it, and well, I was talking about it, and I said maybe when they're 5.5 months, we'll start to try a little bit. But, you know, really in my head, it's probably going to be 6 months before we actually start anything. But I decided that we're not going to do rice cereal, that I was going to do oatmeal cereal. Instead, I've just read some things about high amounts of arsenic being found in rice cereal. So I don't know. There's so much information. Sometimes I don't like how much information is out there because it's like you read and you want to be thorough in your research and what you should do for your child, and you find all this great information out about it, and then you find all this other crappy information. It's like, what do you really do? What do you believe? So I've decided that we're going to do oatmeal, and then we'll try you know, a couple other things. I saw that Jess P, her little girls, they have tried avocado. So I'm thinking that maybe, I love avocado and I ate a lot of avocados when I was pregnant. So I think I might, you know, try that, give them some of that to see if they like it. But yeah, so probably 5.5, right? Between 5.5 and 6 months is when we're going to start that. It's kind of an exciting milestone to be able to, you know, to get to. I just can't even believe it. As far as, eating right now goes, they're eating about 6 ounces at every feeding, and now they're spacing their feeding times out between it used to be like 3 hours that they would eat. Now they're eating like every 4 to 4.5 hours, which is really awesome. I mean, it's weird. It's so weird that, you know, they're eating more and having more time in between when they're feeding. So that's really nice. Also, while we were at the pediatrician, she looked at Ronin. As many of you know, I posted a video on Ronin having torticollis. And if you don't know what torticollis is, I will post a link below. You can watch my video, or I can just give you the short and tell you that torticollis is where you have an immaturity in the neck muscles, or basically one side of the neck muscles are totally weak and not strong enough to support the head. And so he's always, you know, off to the side. So she did, you know, I took him back in April and she looked at him, and on that specific day, for whatever reason, he wasn't looking very, you know, tilted. And when we left, I remember thinking, gosh, you know, am I just making this up? And because she said, oh, you know, we had decided at that time, because it didn't look severe enough, that we would reevaluate at the 4-month appointment. So at this appointment, she was immediately able to tell that he definitely has torticollis and that we need to see a physical therapist. So I officially have an appointment made for next week. I think it's the 2nd or the 3rd or something like that. But he is going to see, we're going to go to his first physical therapy appointment, and it's going to be an evaluation where they, you know, they look at him and they stretch him and work with him. And I guess from there, we're going to get like a plan of action, like what we're going to do, you know, how many times will he need to go, what kind of exercises will we do at home to help him. So I'm really anxious and excited to get that going for him, so that he can, you know, because I feel like it's affecting, you know, Armor is so strong in his back, and he holds his head up straight, and he's already trying to like pull himself and sit, not like sit up completely, but when we put him in the boppy, he like leans forward so much that it's like he wants to sit up. And I feel that Ronin is lacking in that area. He's not able to do that because his neck muscles, he can't use all of his back to hold himself up. So I really want to go ahead and get something, you know, going so that we can work with him and get him back to where he's supposed to be. She did also look at his skull, his head. I don't know how to say the word, placheology. I'm totally mispronouncing that, but I'll put it in the comments below in the description of what, it's torticollis and this particular thing go hand in hand, kind of in a way. But basically, and I showed this in my torticollis video of Ronin, is that one side of his head is more bulbous than the other. And it's not like it's flat in the back. That's not, you know, if it were a little flat in the back, I probably wouldn't be that concerned, and neither would the pediatrician. But he really is bulged out on one side and flat on the side of his head. So, and that's like the same side that he's leaning towards. So she looked at that, and she laid him down with his feet away from her and his head right here, and she like looked at him and was able to tell that one of his ears is actually like, it's like this, it's closer to his face now. So it's definitely started the way that his skull is. And we keep him off of his head on the back. I mean, they do a lot of tummy time, and he sleeps on his tummy a lot when he naps and stuff like that. So we're not like leaving him on his head to make this happen. And so basically she said that it's definitely time for him to see that doctor. So he's going to see in July, it's a cranial facial doctor on July 9th. So we're going to go and see that doctor. And there's totally a high chance that he may have to wear a helmet to correct the issue. And so I'm totally fine with that. I have nothing against it because I want it to be fixed. I don't want him to have any sort of facial deformities from it, because if you don't get this particular head issue corrected, I mean, you know, their ears can be off, their face can be, you know, it can just really affect how they grow, how their bones grow, and the muscles and everything. So I really am excited to get that taken care of too, because, you know, I'm not a superficial person. I mean, I'm all for people being unique and being their own and not being a carbon copy of everybody else. However, I don't want my child to start off with some, you know, obvious deformity or difference about him that, you know, that other people make fun of, because kids nowadays are brutal. Kids are, not all kids, but a lot of kids are mean and brutal, and they pick at things. They pick up people who are different than them. So I just, you know, I don't want him to start off having a disadvantage in that world. And I hate to say that that our society is driven by attraction and looks and things like that, but to be honest, it is. And so, you know, I'm not saying that he would be ugly if he had a deformed head, but I don't want him to start off with having something already that people are like, oh, look at your head, you know, that kind of thing. I think any mom, parent can understand what I'm coming from in that sense. So, so yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for the appointment for physical therapy, and I'm totally excited about the craniofacial doctor, because like I said, I'm ready to get things going for him so that we can get some stuff corrected. So that was the appointment. That was everything at the appointment. Oh, they did get some vaccinations, and oh my God. Next time I'm going to be like, okay, they can only have one or two. You know, I was thinking about not having vaccinations. I was thinking about doing delayed vaccinations, and I did speak with her. So when we had the vaccinations this last time, she asked me, did you want to go ahead and not do them today? And I said, no, since we got them done at the 2-month appointment, we'll go ahead and follow those up and get those done. There are others out there that I may not want or may want to have done later. So they had 4 shots each on that day. I'm not doing that again. They had fever for like 3 days. It was rough. I mean, it was really rough. I felt so bad for them. They felt bad. They were fussy and upset. And I just, next time when we have vaccinations, like I said, I'm going to have them do half of whatever it is that they want to do. And we can come back in and do the other half at a later date. But I don't know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want people to judge me because of my choice of vaccinations. I know there's a lot of people out there. Sometimes I feel like all this natural, holistic ways of life, sometimes I feel like there's so much of that and so little of what other people generally do, or that those people, or like people who vaccinate are afraid to say, I vaccinate my kids, because sometimes it feels like everybody else is going to be like, oh, I can't believe you're doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. Oh, your kid's going to get autism. And I just don't want any of that. So it makes me kind of not want to talk about vaccinations on here, just because I don't want any sort of negativity about it. So vaccinating my children is my choice. If you are not a person who vaccinates, I am not judging you by any means. But this is our choice. So, that's what it is. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. So let's see what else. Okay, so I talked about food. I talked about the pediatrician appointment. Sleeping wise, the boys are, well, until this past week was a little rough. Ronin's been, okay, so I'm sorry, getting off track. So the guys have been eating around between like 7 and 8 at night, and then they pass out and they don't wake up till like 7 o'clock in the morning, which is amazing. I mean, well, Ronin will wake up and fuss a little because he needs like repositioning, or just he needs to snuggle for a little bit and then he'll go right back to sleep. But they haven't been waking up for food. However, the last week, there's been several nights where Ronin has woken up early. Well, Ronin will wake up and then Armor will follow. But last night was pretty intense. Well, it wasn't intense. It was just that I had to work really early this morning. So it made for a long night. Ronin woke up at 4 o'clock. Hungry while he was fussing, and we didn't eat right away. Like, I laid there on the couch with him and I pat his back and I pat his butt and I wrapped him up and we had the pacifier, and so it wasn't enough for him. So he finally started getting really upset and was doing the cry, like the hunger cry. Like, I can totally tell when it's a hungry cry versus like a not hungry cry. So then of course Armor woke up right after that, which is fine because they normally wake up and eat at the same time. So I fed both of them, put Armor back down. After 10 minutes of playing and kicking his little feet, he's passed out. Ronin, on the other hand, did not want to go back to sleep till like 5:30 in the morning. Granted, my alarm clock was going off at 6 a.m. So I'm tired today. It was a long night. So I was kind of thinking, and I posted on Facebook today and got some really great comments and suggestions and advice from people, but I was wondering if maybe we're hitting the 4-month sleep regression. So I don't know if that's really what's going on, or if, if it was just, it's been, a fussy week. So that's been happening, but overall they're sleeping great. They're, we can lay them down, and they'll fall asleep on their own. Sometimes they'll need a little cuddling, and then they're out. I can totally tell now throughout the day if they're playing and kicking and stuff like that, and then they start to fuss a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's not that they're fussing because they're unhappy, but they're tired and they want to go to sleep. So I'll, hold them for like, 5 minutes and they're out. So sleeping has been great. I'm very lucky. I guess I can say I'm very lucky right now, knock on wood, that their sleep habits are pretty well. Although, like I said, this last week, we've had some interesting days. Outside of that, Armor has been drooling like a crazy drooling machine. He drools all day long. He chews on his hands, chews on his fingers. He always has his fingers in his mouth. So at first I was thinking maybe teething, and then I posted on Facebook, and again, I got lots of really great comments and suggestions from people who've experienced it. And a lot of people were saying that it's probably not teething. Not to say that it couldn't be, it very well could be. Most likely it's not. But the salivary glands are starting to form right now, and so they're coming in because they are getting ready their bodies are getting prepared to have solid food. So I really am thinking that it's just the glands coming in and just slobbering all over the place. So it really put my mind at ease, because a lot of people were like, oh no, my baby did the same thing and we didn't get teeth till 8 or 9 months. So I'm not worried about teething right now. Although Armor was a little fussy, but again, I think the fussiness came from the shots that they had. Let's see, what else? I feel like I'm talking really fast. I think that's it. So I talked about the appointment, I talked about food, I talked about sleeping pattern, I talked about their weights. They're getting big, they're growing fast, they are, you know, they're grasping at things now. We can hold stuff in front of them and it takes them a second, but they'll like reach out and they'll grab it, which is really, really cool. They are just laughing and giggling. We can make them laugh and smile, I mean, so easily. It's fantastic. I love to make them laugh. I think I have Josh had made a video of me playing with Armor at the doctor's appointment and getting him to laugh. So if I have it, I'll post it at the end of this video. It's really cute. So yeah, they're amazing. They are freaking amazing. I love them. Even on days like today where I got like 3 hours of sleep because, you know, Ronin wanted to be awake. It's like I get home and I see their little faces smile at me and it's like, meh, who cares that I didn't get any sleep? I don't care. So yeah, it's great. We took them to the zoo and that was really fun. Josh wore Armor and I wore Ronin. Of course, I know everyone would probably beat us over the head, but we have a little carrier and Armor doesn't like to face the other way in this carrier. So Josh wore him face fronting and he had so much fun. So yeah, we did that. I want to get Josh a carrier for him to carry the little guys in, because the one we have now was given to us by someone else and it's not really a great fit for Josh. So if you guys have any recommendations on carriers for dads, I'd love to know what you guys have used or think or anything like that. So sorry, I have hair in my mouth. So yeah, we took them to the zoo and that was fantastic. They did great. We weren't gone all day, of course. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 hours we were out there. So it was a nice little family outing. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Oh, I was going to say, so I did start cloth diapering and then I stopped. It's just hard. I'm looking at them right now, which is why I thought of it. So I started cloth and I did really well for a little bit, and then I stopped. But I think I'm going to start, I'm feeling a start coming back soon now that they're getting bigger and they're going to fit better. And, but it's hard. It really is hard because I work all day and then Josh, you know, is with them and then Josh's mom is with them. So it's kind of, you know, all these things that you want to do when you're pregnant. You're like, I'm gonna cloth diaper and I'm gonna do this and that and then you get here and you're like, oh God. So I haven't given up fully on cloth diapering. I have to get back into a position where I feel like I've got my groove going on with it, because it's tough, man. It's tough being a working mom. It's tough being a mom in general, but adding working on top of it, I just don't have a lot of time to do anything. I don't even have a lot of time to vlog anymore, which I'm not complaining at all. Please don't think that. I mean, I love my life. But it's amazing how little time I have left to do certain things that I used to do. I mean, that wasn't a big deal. So I think that's it. I have been buying over the last month or so 6-month clothing for the boys. And so I'm thinking about doing a little clothing haul, like a 6-month clothing haul. So if you're interested in that, leave me a comment below and let me know, and I will do a video on what I have for them, because they're wearing their 3-month clothing right now, but I can tell that some things are starting to get a little snug. Not like, I think we still have at least a month, you know, I guess that'll be 6 months. We still got some time before they're officially in 6-month clothing and busting out of 3 months. So let me know if you want to see that and I'll do a clothing haul. And then we're going to do some family pictures this weekend on Sunday. Josh's dad is going to take them. He has really nice camera equipment and does do photography. So he's going to take some pictures for us, and that'll be fun. Whenever we get them done, I'll see if I can post them in a video or something. So anyways, I don't want this video to be super long, but I hope you all have a fantastic day. And real quickly, I just want to say congratulations to Haley. I know you're probably not even watching this because you're so engrossed in your new baby girl, but I just want to say congratulations to you. I'm so happy for you and Corey to have your rainbow baby after such a long struggle. And then I also want to say congratulations to Robin and Moni. I'm sorry, girl. I always say your name wrong. I say it wrong. Anyways, they are both having twins, and I could not be more excited for either of them. Both of them have also had a long struggle. And then there's a couple girls out there. I won't name any names because I don't know if one of them had mentioned. Oh, no, you did. So Kate, Creating Family Code, and Carissa both did IVF recently, and it was Carissa had, I believe she had a miscarriage, and it didn't work out. And so you ladies are in my thoughts. I think about you. Just know that I think about you, and I hope that the future is a little more forgiving and kind to you. So, and then I also want to say just a big quick shout out to Lisa, who is, I know a lot of you know Lisa. She's going through an egg donor cycle. It's coming up quickly, and Baby Belly Kelly is donating an amazing egg, or is donating her eggs to Lisa to use, which is completely the most unselfish, amazing gift that any woman could give another woman. I think it's incredible that these two met through YouTube, have become such amazing friends, and it's just amazing. Like, it almost makes me want to cry. I think it's so awesome. And if you're watching Lisa and Kelly, you guys are great. Lisa, I am so incredibly hopeful for you. I really truly feel like this is going to be it for you. Obviously, you know, people don't want to get their hopes up because things can happen, but I feel deep down in my gut that this is it. Like, we are watching the beginnings of the pregnancy of the year. Not that anybody else's pregnancy wouldn't be just as exciting, but I have been with you from the beginning of our journeys, I feel like, online, and I just feel so hopeful for you that I want this to work, and I'm excited. I really am excited because I feel like really great things are going to come from this. So that's it. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day, and that you were able to celebrate people that have given their lives for our country. So yeah, that's it. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon for the clothing haul, soon for my Q&A video, and then of course, oh, and I'll do I'm going to do a video update when Ronin has his physical therapy appointment. So I'll let you all know how that goes. So anyways, have a great day.